Hi, my name is Daphne Mallory. I'm a family business expert, owner, and mentor. And I've received many questions about how to start a family business. So I wanted to take this opportunity to address some of those questions because I am hopeful that not only will you start your family business ASAP, but that you will grow and strengthen in your relationships, that you will create wealth, and that you'll build legacy. So let's get started. First, let me just explain my background. I am a former attorney, and I still get asked a lot of legal questions and get to participate in advocacy and legislation, on and on and on. But my primary role now is to be a speaker, trainer, and consultant. And what that means is that families, business, and corporations will ask me to do full day or half day or multi-day training sessions on a topic. Some of my favorite topics do include growing community, growing memberships, and that would be for your service organizations and other companies who are struggling with retaining members and or employees. Other favorite topics, of course, would be roadmap to family business success. And that entails step-by-step pans. Love that guy. He does some basic pick posts for me as well, where he'll put a picture and some text. And that's my 7-year old. And of course, when I have a training session and I need help with assembling and packing equipment, attire, etc., he is on it. I have a 5-year old, James. He's a guy too. And he helps in his own special way. He helps me with getting me motivated for things. He gets me excited. And that's his role, and it's an important one. And I have my 3-year old, and she will help me with anything mommy needs. She's so much fun. And she's really into family business. She will have her pretend mic, and I'll do a pretend spiel in front of her that lasts for a minute, and then she'll repeat it, or she just mirrors what I do, and that's also fun. So family business doesn't have to be boring. It certainly doesn't have to be destructive, as the myths are. Yes, there are struggles. Trust me, we'll get into that. But the rewards on the other side of it all is absolutely amazing, making family business well worth it. So let's go ahead and I'm going to dive into your questions so that I can hopefully inspire you, point you in the right direction, get you started. And if you want more detailed information, I do have a blog. Feel free to visit me at daphnemallory.blogspot.com. And I'm also very active on Facebook and share lots of tips and helpful information. You can find me at Daphne Mallory ESQ. So let's get started. The first question is, what kind of business do I want to start? And that's a great question. Really, the possibilities could be endless, but you do need some parameters. So the first question is, what is your family mission statement? You need a family mission statement. This consists of 2 to 3 sentences that tells the world what your family is about. What do you stand for? What are you pulling together to achieve in life? For instance, our family is about empowering those without a voice through economic and social development. Period. We do that through business. We create jobs in our community. These are goals that I'm expressing in the mission statement. I don't want you to think, oh my goodness, my mission statement needs to reflect where I am now. No, your mission statement should be looking 20 years, 50 years into the future. So although I'm talking present tense, these are really future goals that we are working on day by day. So you might say something like, I'm creating jobs in my community. I am delivering products and services that meet specific needs, that improves the quality of lives of those around me. You might add that we are philanthropists. We donate a significant amount of our proceeds and profits to worthy groups and organizations. That's up to you. But you need to have a family statement. It is very, very helpful to go ahead and create one. And I will share in later videos how you might do that. Out of that mission statement then comes your business idea, or perhaps multiple business ideas, because you don't want to start a business that conflicts with what your family is about, what you feel called to do as a family. I am a creative type, so I could sit down and generate literally 100 business ideas and be excited about probably all of them. But would that be smart? No. The smart thing to do would be to look at my desire as a family to improve the lives of those around us through economic and social development, to eradicate poverty. And my business needs to align with that. Does that make sense? So that's the answer to your question. Form your family mission statement, create family business ideas based on that, and then you have to assess your gifts, talents, and abilities, not just individually, but together. Look at the makeup of your family and how does it fit or match best with those business ideas. Now, personally, I go to God for my business idea because, again, I could start 100, but I'm not called to do that. And so after I do my due diligence in doing research, studying the Bible, knowing the makeup of my family, and looking at my family mission statement, it ultimately all goes before the Lord. And I say, okay, what am I supposed to do? And then we wait. And so that's my recommendation. You pursue the path that it best suits you, but that's my advice as a family business expert and mentor. Next, what products or services will my business provide? And here's how you determine that. So you have your business idea, but even under that, you could have many different products and services to offer. For instance, my family business is a speaking and training company. Well, I could speak on everything. I could be a motivational speaker. I'm primarily not a motivational speaker, actually, but that could be one path. I could speak on social media. That's not my expertise. And so you really do have to figure out what products and services your family business is going to provide. And again, that's probably going to be in alignment with your family mission statement. Here are some examples. I write for Entrepreneur magazine. I'm a contributor, and I write on this topic of family business. And I've had an opportunity to talk to some amazing family businesses across the nation. For instance, I spoke with a father and son team, and they design clothing, custom clothing for men who are 5'8" and under. That's their product and service. They saw a need, and they actually use it to empower these men so that both in a social arena and in the business arena where they have to go and apply for jobs, perhaps they're also businessmen, they look professional, and so they're taken seriously, and they are empowered to do what it is they want to accomplish. Another example, I spoke with a primarily woman-run family business, and her company is a cheese company specializing in making great cheese and cheese-related products. And as part of her mission statement, she wanted to empower other families who might want to pursue business. And so she hires families. I've spoken with a banker, a fifth generation banker. And of course, they're in the business of providing lending to potential family business owners as well as others throughout the community to meet their personal and business needs. I do a lot of writing. That's part of my family business. I know of a family business that provides financial services. My point is, don't get boxed in. You can absolutely do that idea you're called to do. And you can make it a family business. And it can be a family business that transfers to the next generation. I don't want you to think small. As you follow my videos, my writings, my work, you'll see that your demand as a family business owner is to think big and to think multi-generational. And don't think that that idea that you have is so small that it can't be useful to your children and grandchildren or to future family members. That's not the case. What you need help with is the know-how, and I'll be here to help you with that. Another question is, do I have the time to launch a family business? I certainly understand and appreciate that one. I am a mother of 4. In addition to running a family business, I'm a homeschool mom, and I have the honor to serve on boards and commissions in my community. In fact, I organized a commission for my city, the first of its kind, a seniors advisory commission where senior adults in our community could make policy recommendations to our city council. And so I understand what it's like to lead a busy life. And I have to admit, because we are busy people, mothers and fathers, brothers and sisters, you have to make some sacrifices. And I'll just tell you up front, the first sacrifice I had to make was to wake up super early. In fact, that's my biggest conversational opener when I tell people my wake up time. And it is 2:30 a.m. Now, don't run off and shut off Google Hangout. You don't have to wake up at 2:30. Perhaps you're a night owl and you can stay up till 2:30. But that really does give me a few hours to get some of my critical business tasks done before I have to help my children as they wake up, take care of homeschooling for the day, take care of all of these other opportunities, volunteering, sitting on boards and commissions that I'm a part of, and being able to run my business in spurts throughout the day and an additional a little bit more at night. So that's the sacrifice I had to make to find the time. And to me, the rewards of laying down a framework and a foundation for my children so that they could excel and thrive, it was worth it. There was no competition to sleep. Now, other creative ways to find time to run your family business would be to start looking at other activities in your lives, including your family life, that doesn't fit with your family mission statement and family business goals. Now, I don't want you to think, oh my goodness, I have to sacrifice recreation. I have to sacrifice fun to run a family business. That's not the case. But I am asking you to weigh some of the activities that you're involved in and see whether spending that time on family business is a better fit. If you are running around every day, going from place to place, home to home, chatting away, maybe you need to give up some of that. If you're working a full-time job, Are there ways to maximize your time there and to utilize lunch hours, breaks, to do some research or some basic simple tasks that will push your family business forward? Can you consolidate things on Saturday and give up some of that Saturday to grow your family business? These are highly personal decisions, and in many cases, they can be tough. And so you really have to be clear about what it is you want in life, not only for yourself, not only for your children, but for theirs and the next generation. And you will find, I think, when you engage in that sort of long-term thinking, that some of the activities that you might be involved in now, it's not worth it. And that's a decision you'll have to make. Where will my business be located? The assumption is, well, it's going to be where we are, where our family lives, where my children go to school. It depends on, again, what your mission statement is, what your family business idea is. Some of you may be running location-independent businesses, meaning that you have access to what you need via the internet, phone, other technology, so that you can run your business from home, and you can pick up and run that same business when you go on vacation, or if you have to go and take care of an aging parent for a spell, you could pick up and leave and it would be not a problem. Some of you have specific services and products that are local and you have to be there. And some of you might decide, well, this is really no longer our local community, based on our goals and aspirations, based on what we feel called to do as a family. Some of you might get really adventurous and go overseas, go to a country that's completely foreign to you, but you feel called to go there and launch a business as a solution, as a social cause. So really give some thought. Where will you be located? Does it matter? Are you location independent? Are you called to your current local community? Are you called to another local community? Are you called somewhere internationally? That's something you need to think about. And for me, that's why I need to do a lot of prayer, because my family is at stake. I've got children. And that's why I really talk about my need to submit all of these decisions before a God who sees my future, sees their future, etc. And you have to make your decision as to how you're going to make that determination, but know that you are affecting lives in the here and now and in the future. How many employees will I need? That's up to you. I want you to think about a business that will eventually run without you doing the daily tasks. Your goal is not to be the employee of your family business. Your goal is ultimately to steer the ship, to provide strategic information, consulting, mentoring, advice, to perhaps build relationships with investors, clients, and customers, but not to be doing the daily grind that you're probably going to be doing now as you get started. That's just natural. But you should be thinking long term, and you should be thinking about the employees that you'll eventually need. And then you have to think about who you're going to bring on first. That's why I do a lot of consulting and strategic consulting with people. I actually run family business challenge groups that consists of 5 people at a time. And what we do together is strategize. We think through these problems. We think through this information. And we make sure that we're doing the right things in the right order. And it doesn't matter what your business is. You're absolutely free to participate. But what I have learned in life is that strategy is so critical to everything that you do, not only in business, but in life. You need to know the right things to do in the right order at the right time. And if you'd like to learn more about the Family Business Challenge groups that I run, feel free to send me an email or leave your comments on either this channel or on my Facebook or my email address. And here it is, Daphne Mallory, ESQ @gmail.com. I'd be happy to speak with you about it further. One regret that I have is that when I became a stay-at-home mom after practicing law for some time, I spent many years solely focusing on being a stay-at-home mom, which of course is a worthy thing to do. Absolutely, my children are my heart. But if I had to do it all over again, I would have absolutely done that full-heartedly. But also, I would have worked on a strategy for my family business, and I would have taken small steps to grow it daily, weekly, monthly, so that when it was time for my family to work together, I would have had a great foundation put in place and that we could just leap in this area of family business. So I hope that's helpful to some of you who are listening. There's no conflict with being a stay-at-home mother, family business from home. You can do both. And in some cases, what a valuable asset you are. Do focus on that arena. Me also, that family business is not restricted to a two-parent household. Not at all. You could be a single parent and do this. Don't think that you're excluded. It takes strategy. If anyone needs strategy, it's going to be you as a single mom or as a single dad. And balancing your current income activities, whether it's a full-time or a part-time job, with growing a family business. You can do it. You just need to know how. How much money do I need to get started? That depends. Start a family little cash. It takes creativity and it takes sales. That's how you get that done. So if you're starting with zero, not because you have zero money in your bank account per se, but that really does need to be out life and addressing the needs of your children, then you have to become a master at selling, not marketing. I'm not talking about putting up a website, doing SEO, social media marketing on Facebook, Twitter, etc., Pinterest. No. Do you know how to engage in a conversation effectively with someone who has the power to decide whether or not to buy your products or services? That's the skill I'm talking. You have to be in front of an audience, give a speech, and then pitch your products or services at the end, closing sales so that they buy from you. That's what I'm referring to. Do you know how to prospect via phone? Can you pick up the phone and pitch your family business and get a sale? That is how you're going to grow your family business without cash. And even if you have an abundance of cash, learning how to sell, whether it's selling ideas that's connected to your family business, learning to sell projects to existing employees so that they can step up and become leaders. We all need sales training. I do a lot of sales training. I teach organizations and corporations how to sell the invisible, perhaps. And again, these would be ideas and ideologies and concepts to how to sell widgets, what scripts to put in place, how to engage in conversation, who to pitch to. These are all things that you need to learn. I go over systems in my family business challenge groups that you're welcome to attend. But perhaps you have some background in this already. If you've sold real estate or if you've sold something else for a previous employer, don't abandon those skills. Think of ways that you can adapt them to what you wish to do in family business. But that is the answer. That is how you can start a business with little cash. If you need some other would be looking for an angel investor. Now, an angel investor is someone who will give you money to start your company and or grow your company. And in return, they would like to have a percent of your profits. And that's something you would agree to, 5%, 10%, 2%. That is up to you. And an angel investment is not a loan. You are not indebted to them. You say, hey, you're taking this risk and there is a reward for both of us, hopefully in the end. But you don't owe them money. That would be going to a bank or another family member for a loan, and you would be paying back on a monthly basis or yearly basis based on an interest rate. I am pro angel investments. That's the route that I would recommend if you were seeking others to participate with cash. And you can look right to existing family members. For instance, if you are a senior adult and you really have a heart to build legacy, and you have an opportunity because you have built a nest egg or have an asset that you're willing to give up to see your children succeed, then I encourage you to become the angel investor for those in your family so that they might grow a business in your name because of your help. That would be an amazing legacy building. Some of you have siblings, aunts, and uncles that have done well, and they would be happy to support you and support you through helping you with capital. Don't be afraid to reach out to them. Another question, who is my competition? You are a family business. Perhaps you are located in a specific community, but I don't want you to limit your thinking, products, or services only to that community. You are actually participating in a global market. Your competition really is worldwide. That's your competition. And I want you to make a list of every company that you can think of on a global basis that truly competes with your family business. Now, why? Why should you care about the competition? You need to know their weakness. I am a nerd for some reason about military tactics, and I enjoy studying the art of warfare because to me that's business. Yes, family business is amazing, it can be fun, but in the end, you have to, in some ways, think of yourself as a military general in charge of strategy to deliver your troops safely and to win. That's family business. Your troops might be age 9 months and 2 years old today, or it might be your pesky little sister or brother. It might be your aging parent. It might be your grandchildren. But that's your troop. So don't be afraid of that. All business is that way. It really is synonymous in some instances with warfare. And as a Christian, I'm very mindful of that. And I have to make sure that not only am I ready to meet the competition business-wise or financially or in terms of my marketing and sales, but also spiritually. I have to make sure that on a daily basis, my children are strengthened, that they know who they are in the Lord, that they are properly prepared to deal with issues in their lives that would stop them in business. Sometimes our biggest competitors are ourselves, our own mindsets, self-doubts, discouragements, on and on and on and on. And if we could just learn to overcome ourselves, we would do great in business. Trust me, I can speak from personal experience. In my early startup days, my biggest competitor was me. I'm typically a confident individual, so it wasn't that, but it was just overcoming my issues in the areas of discipline, staying focused, following through, all of those things that I had to deal with and nip in the bud, because constantly before me, I saw that I needed to do well, not for me, but for them. And I needed to compete with myself, with my own mindset, with my own issues, and win so that I could ultimately win in family business. Now, how will I set up the legal structure of my family business? So this is where I get to do my disclaimer that I'm not giving you legal advice. Please do not rely upon this advice as anything legal. This is purely information to point you in the right direction. Please seek legal counsel to address your specific facts and information. Okay, so legal structures. It depends. The first thing I would say is that you don't have to rush to do anything formal in terms of a legal structure. You need to get started in family business. And as you're getting started, as you're getting clarity on exactly what it is you're doing, then you can start on the legal process. For a family business, you could be a partnership, you could be a corporation, you could be an LLC. Some of you have a very interesting entity in your state or location known as the B Corp, a specific form of corporation that has as its goal a social mission. And so there are many opportunities. Some other legalese, and I'm sure some of you are wondering about, would be intellectual property rights, your copyrights, especially for my entertainers in the audience. I've enjoyed working with entertainment companies and family businesses. So I'm sure you're thinking about copyrights, contracts. For those of you who are inventors, you're probably thinking about trademarks and patents and all of those things. Yes, those are absolutely important. But what you need first and foremost as part of your legal strategy is to put those legal things in order, in priority. You don't have to run out and pay $10,000 for a patent the moment you think of your idea. You need to think about steps and how to order those steps so that, yes, you are legally protected, but you're also smart in terms of the cash flow aspects of managing your legal needs. Yes, you could pay $10,000 plus for a patent, but does that then drain you and leave you with zero money to market, to find additional investors, to put together a prototype, etc., etc.? So In terms of a legal structure, I've named those. But what I want you to come away with is that you need a legal plan, you need a legal strategy. So as you are interviewing, and yes, you should interview attorneys, what you want to do is to think about an attorney who is not boxed into just the paperwork and the filing. You want to find someone who has business experience, whether through clients because they handle a lot of business clients, or perhaps that attorney is in a family business. I know of attorneys who are second, third generation lawyers, and their fathers and grandfathers are still a part of the practice, and they understand family business well. And so they come with that mindset in helping you to formulate a legal plan that best suits your needs. And then, of course, you'll have to deal with succession planning in terms of, well, then how do you transfer this thing to your children in the future? You'll be looking at trusts and different vehicles to help you with actual. And so a legal strategy is crucial. I do talk about some of this in our Family Business Challenge group in terms of what, basically explaining further what I just said. Some of you might have just went, oh my goodness, what is that? So that's something your attorney can help you with, or if you'd like additional explanations and information, feel free to join my next Family Business Challenge group. I'd be happy to help you with that. In terms of how to manage your business, again, because you are a family business, you're managing multiple things. First and foremost, you are managing your family relationships. Nothing would kill your business faster, potentially, than a divorce or between siblings and they decide, okay, we're just leaving the business or we're moving elsewhere or whatever. You have to manage your family relationships first. That is crucial. And within that, it takes communication. Capital is not going to be your primary issue. And I know for some of you, and I understand, trust me, I understand that when you're looking at little to zero cash and you're thinking, what did she just say? No, capital is my issue. I need money. I understand. But that really is not your primary issue. And I just want you to tuck that in the back of your head. Your primary issue is communication and getting attention. So I guess that would be 2. And in terms of family relationships, communication, being honest about the stress of family business. Family business will be stressful. It will be stressful at times, okay? You're working with family members, and being a business owner in itself is stressful. Put the 2 together, yes, life will be stressful at times. So you need to know now how you're going to actively overcome, at least diminish, some of that stress that you'll face. For example, husband and wife teams. You absolutely need to set time apart to talk from a bird's eye view, not in the thick of your daily business activities, but removed from it, looking at it and talking about it. What's not working? What is working? Hey, this is my role, and you came up over here, and now you're, going in my space and messing me up and messing things up, all of those things. You really need to be honest and talk openly and effectively with one another. Or, baby, you're going in that direction and that's not really a place I want to go, but yes, I want to go there. So how do you deal with that? Those things will come up. Communications with your children, especially for those of you working with teens and young adults. You might be very, happy about family business, excited, and but are they? And what are their goals and aspirations? What are they struggling with in this process? You need to be talking with them and communicating and being open and honest. I just cannot emphasize that when families rip apart, the primary issue is communication. And that's something you have to learn how to do in a way that uplifts each other, but in a way that's honest. You have to be honest and open. Now, the other thing I did state was that it wasn't just communication, but getting attention for your family. And that's through telling your story. I recently conducted a training session talking about families creating and developing a story and sharing that publicly. Your customers and clients are going to be loyal to your family. They're going to choose you over the larger corporation or the cheaper person or this and that because they want to support you. And so you have to make you and your family known. And the way you're going to do that, primarily, I believe, is through publicity. Publicity is getting your name out there in the marketplace through traditional media, i.e., your newspapers, radio interviews, television interviews, high profile blogs and websites that are connected to build your audience, your customer base, your clients. It's amazing the power of storytelling. The final question that I would like to address is future thinking. How do I think 20 years from now when I just lost my job or I'm in a country facing a crisis, and if I could just leave my country, that would be big. I don't have the time or even a thought to think beyond my current circumstances. I cannot imagine a business that outlives me and that gets transferred to someone else in my family. So how do I overcome that? That is a great question. The answer is vision. You have to become a dreamer as a family business owner. Now, again, I have to fall back to my belief. And I believe that God has given me a dream. My dream is to empower others, to eradicate poverty, and to do that by empowering families economically and socially through entrepreneurship. That's nothing that came from me. I thought I was going to be a lawyer. That was my thing. And so that's my vision. And that vision moves me forward beyond my current circumstances because I see it. I see it and I believe it. And so it doesn't matter what's going on around me. It doesn't matter what my bank account says. It doesn't matter if I'm in a country that is facing a crisis. And trust me, I understand my grandmother. I'm originally from Liberia, and my grandmother was in the middle of a civil war there. She knows she has faced crisis. She had to do things like trade baking soda to get up out of there. And that did not stop her from dreaming big for her children and her grandchildren. And I'm asking you that no matter what your circumstances are, I need you to understand what your vision is and to hold on to it. And it's a fight. You're right. Your circumstances will try to strip you of your dreams. Make no doubt about that. Some of the people in your circles will try to strip that dream away from you. So you have to get really clear on your vision for your family, and you need to fight and you need to hold on to it. And that will get you thinking beyond your circumstances. You can do it. You should do it. Perhaps you must do it for your sake, for your family, and for your community. I hope this was helpful for you. If you'd like more information on the next Family Business Challenge group, send me an email, daphnemalloryesq@gmail.com. You can also go to my blog, daphnemallory.blogspot.com, and find out just general information about family business. I also am on Facebook, Daphne Mallory ESQ, as well as the Daphne Mallory Company. And finally, I do write for Entrepreneur Magazine on this topic, family business. So if you go to entrepreneur.com, type in my name, Daphne Mallory, you'll see all of the related articles and columns that I've written on this topic. And then finally, right here on YouTube, feel free to check out the other videos that I have on family business. Get started. You can do it.